Association. Nigerian Canadian Association is the umbrella organization representing all other satellite organizations. We have many of them. We can count them like about 100 of them. So we are the one that represent everybody. However, to talk about what is happening in Nigeria today, I can tell you confidently that the people that can really give you what is happening are the youth. Because this is like the revolution of the youth. They are the ones that are taking charge, because my generation and the generation above me are the ones that have failed Nigeria as we speak. So one of our youth is, his name is Nnamdi Inake, is the current General Secretary, is volunteering as General Secretary for Nigerian Canadian Association. Is going to do a better justice to this topic than me, than my generation, that we are the ones that have really disappointed the nation. So Nnamdi, please, can you take over the mic and explain what exactly is going on in Nigeria, what your generation is doing to ensure that Nigeria becomes a better nation?
Thank you, Lady K. Thank you, Frances, and everyone who's worked hard to put this meeting together. My name is Nnamdi, and like Lady K has said, I'm one of the young Nigerians who is unhappy with the way things have been going on in the country. Over time, a lot of injustices, social injustices have been going on in the country, and they have been protested for. But this round of protests, this NSAS protest, is centered around the extreme police brutality that a lot of young Nigerians have suffered at the hands of a special police unit called the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. This unit was actually set up by the government several years ago, at a period when there were high incidences of violent crime, armed robberies, kidnappings, and their task was to, curtail the activities of criminals. The irony, however, is that these guys have turned around and are practically engaging in the same activities that they were set up to prevent. About 2 weeks ago, a video was released of some SARS operatives brutalizing a Nigerian. That was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And since that period, or over that period of time, a lot of young Nigerians have been out on the streets in Lagos, Abuja, and major cities across the country, protesting and calling for an end to the SARS unit. Unfortunately, the response of the government has been to respond with even more brutality. So over the last couple of days, there have been incidents of beatings and killings, even up to yesterday evening. Some soldiers unleashed bullets on peaceful protesters. And for much of today, a lot of footage has been circulating of brutality on the part of the authorities. I'm sure we've seen a lot of these videos. So what this protest is about putting an end to the social injustices that we have been suffering as young people and as Nigerians, but it also represents much more than that. It's also about a call for Nigeria to become a better nation for its people, so that we can begin to enjoy the benefits of being Nigerians. There's a lot of inequality in the system. So Nigeria is a country where you have political office holders earning humongous pay, while there's a lot of unemployment, as high as 27% unemployment rate, and you have senators earning about $400,000 per annum. So it's such an irony. There's so much corruption, there's so much nepotism, and unfortunately, with these protests going on, there seems to be a lack of leadership from the executive. As far as I know, the president is yet to even address the nation to, even at a very minimum, calm the nerves of people to say, we hear what you are saying, we understand your complaints, and we're going to work on it. Quite all right, some promises have been made to reform the police. They've said they're going to put an end to SARS and create a new unit called a SWAT team. But so far, it looks like window dressing, and the actions they've taken recently buttress that point. So some of the things we're looking for are a complete reform of the police and policing in Nigeria. We want justice and compensation for victims of police brutality. We want those officers who have been involved in brutalizing protesters and innocent citizens to be prosecuted. We want an end to corrupt practices. And we're hoping that with the support of our partners like you from the city of Brampton, we'll be able to put more pressure on the government to respond to the yearnings of the people. So I'll stop there. Thank you.
It's Mayor Brown here. I want to thank everyone for coming on the call tonight. I just finished my teletown hall we had with the city. We had almost 10,000 people on the call tonight, but Francis told me that we were organizing this. I did a tweet and an Instagram post about this as well today to lend my support for this protest of the police brutality. You know, I've got a spot in my heart for Nigeria, so anything we can do to help in the city of Brampton. You know, I've visited Nigeria twice and fallen in love with Lagos and Abuja, and we now, even in my office, we've got giant photos from my visit to the Oni of Ife. So when you go to Brampton City Hall, you'll, some of the decorations will make you feel like you're in Nigeria. So I've asked Francis we can be supportive, how we can raise attention. We thought we could write a letter to the High Commissioner, to the Foreign Affairs Minister. I know this is a far way away, but the community in Canada, I know, is pained to see what's happening. So count us in to help any way we can. And Francis is on the Zoom call tonight to take notes to any ideas that you have of how we can be supportive.
Thank you very much for that, Mayor Brown. We appreciate that. Next speaker that we have in line is Uche. Uche has been sharing with me a little bit about some of the local protests going on. So we're looking to get a little bit of an update on that, Uche. I know you've been doing some work today and over the last few days.
And before Uche starts, I just want to tell everyone, Uche is awesome and he works at the city of Brampton. So we're allowed to brag about him.
Uche, I think you have to unmute yourself.
Getting that. Thank you, Mayor Brown. Thank you, Frances. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Councillor Williams, other elected officials, fellow Nigerians here, and dear friends supporting us on this call. Firstly, I want to thank Frances for setting up this meeting. It's a very important one, and I'm pretty positive that some good will come out of it. So, Frances, before I give an update as to what's happening on this side of the divide and what will be happening going forward, I just quickly want to air my views on this matter as well. So, how things went from a peaceful protest where we were calling for what is just and right to an open mayhem will remain inexplicable. But it further goes to show how much we have been right about the state of affairs in Nigeria and how our version of pretty much tyrannical, as is evident right now. I won't take much of our time to paint events in the last couple of days, as Nnamdi has done a pretty good job. However, I would like to mention a particular situation and build my point from there. When the 24-hour curfew was announced to commence from 4 p.m. yesterday, Nigerian time, the government quickly realized it was not feasible because of the traffic situation in Lagos. And I'm sure you're pretty much used to this, Mayor Brown. So it was shifted to 9 p.m. yesterday. But by some minutes past 7 p.m., armed men were already all over Lagos. And we saw videos, we saw live feeds, we saw photos of what happened after that. Now, why would innocent, peaceful protesters be shot at before the announced commencement time of the curfew? They shot at protesters holding the national flag, singing the national anthem, completely peaceful. A respected Nigerian leader once said concerning these events, killing peaceful protesters makes the point of the protest, which is the culture of brutality, the culture of impunity that the Nigerian law enforcement have shown over several years and even over decades. Arbitrary killings, extrajudicial executions of Nigerians who have not been condemned in any way by a lawful procedure amounts to a violation of international human rights. There must be consequences from this because enough is enough. So we are asking now, starting from the municipal to the provincial, all the way up, Mayor Brown, Councillor Williams, we need your help for sure. There has been peaceful protest all over Canada. There are protests that have been lined up. There is also vigils, even one is currently ongoing in Toronto, one is currently ongoing in Durham, one is currently ongoing in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So there has been these pockets of protests, peaceful of course, and vigil. Just because from this divide, what we can do is use our voices, air our views, create that publicity, and with the hope that governments would get to know about this, we get to show concern, and of course, we'll begin to ask questions and demand responses from the Nigerian government. I was so happy when I saw the tweet from Mayor Brown. I quickly retweeted it. If we get that coming from everybody, our members of parliaments, more mayors, premiers, because Nigerians are all over Canada, right? This will prompt the government back home to take action. But there can be more that the government here can do. So I call on you all, our dear friends, the non-Nigerians in this group, join us in the protest, join us in the vigils, join us in retweeting or sharing whatever messages you see, so that this message will go out, will create that awareness that will help us make this voice louder. You know what they say about, one person saying something alone as against multiple people saying that same thing together. It becomes a force. I know that right now the government is beginning to feel some pressure, but we need pressure that will lead to immediate action because they've been presumably feeling this pressure for a long time. Now is the best shot we have at this. Like Lady K said, this is a movement by the youth. And for the first time, it is a different ballgame. So we do not want to drop the ball. And we quickly realized that we can do better if we have the government of Canada on our side, working, we're trying to involve the governments of other countries to come to our side and begin to demand for these changes. I know that over the years, Canada and Nigeria have enjoyed, for example, a couple of years ago, I know that Nigeria was Canada's second largest bilateral merchandise trade partner in sub-Saharan Africa. We keep doing business in the billions. And I also know that right now, the city of Brampton in particular is looking at establishing foreign direct investment from Nigeria. So there is this relationship we have. So if we can capitalize on this relationship to actually ask questions, demand responses, demand action, I know that things will definitely change. So for now, Frances, I'm going to stop so that other people can share their views and we'll decide on an action plan going forward. Thank you.
Francis, we can't hear you.
Francis, you are still on mute.
Yeah.
Sorry. Lady K, would you like to announce the first speaker?
Okay. Thank you so very much. First of all, Uche, thank you so much all the time. You are highly appreciated by the community. So the next speaker will be Ken Bazwaye, that is the CEO of GBKM FM. As we speak, he is already hearing this on his station. People are watching us live now throughout the world. Thank you so much for all you do for the community. Please, can you put a spin on this? Let our worship know what exactly we are facing in Nigeria. Ken Bazwaye.
Loud and
clear.
Yes, I can hear you. Happy that you guys are able to put this meeting together. We are crying, we are sobering, we are weeping. It is visible to the blind and audible to the deaf what our country, the military and the government in our country is doing to us. We cannot sleep. There are children. Our children have seen videos on social media. They are having nightmares. It is imperative, Mr. Mayor, it is imperative that the international community do more than what they are doing right now. We thank you guys for putting this together. We thank you for what you've done so far, but there's more need to be done. Even as we speak today, there were many people that lost their life. So we need the international community to be involved in this. I'm not going to be explaining again what is happening in Nigeria because we already know, like I said, it's visible to the blind and audible to the deaf. One more thing that I would like to say, we understand how many people live in the country, Nigeria. It will be detrimental to the whole West Africa and to the entire globe economically if Nigeria, or should Nigeria be destabilized, if we allow this dictator in civilian uniform, in my own submissive opinion, to continue what they are doing, the entire globe will feel the impact. Just put in perspective, if half of Nigeria is in Cameroon as refugee, if half of Nigeria is in Ghana as refugee, put in perspective the economical impact that will happen. Put in perspective the investors, the foreign investors that are already currently in Nigeria. So we plead and we ask the international community to weigh in and help us out on this. Thank you very much.
Kenny, thank you very much for that update. I know that you are very, very vigilant in getting the message out about what's going on and keeping our community informed. So I appreciate that you are engaged. The next person that I have to speak is, let's see, Yemi already spoke.
He'll be a lame duck, but I guess he can still.
Give me 1 second, sorry.
We were told that it's a high possibility.
We have Yemi that will speak next.
Yemi Adebite.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much, Mayor Brown. Ms. Francis, we thank you very much for organizing this. I'm one of the leaders of Coalition of Nigerians in Canada. And we thank you for allowing us on this platform to hear our views. I will not go over what everybody has been saying, but I just want to present some demands that we want the government of Canada, Brampton, all mayors to help us with. First thing, Mayor Brown, thank you. I want to thank you first for what you are doing in Brampton. I receive calls from you almost every other week. Thank you very much. Even tonight I had one. We want you to use your good offices to please help us to influence other mayors to join this struggle to free our people in Nigeria. Anything you can do is not too small. Whatever you can do, we want them to, help us to put their voice on what is going on. That's the first demand I want to make of them. And the second one is to please ultimately help us to talk to people in government, particularly federal government of Canada, Justin Trudeau and all the ministers. We are doing our little to reach, the little we can do to reach them, but leveraging your office will help us to accomplish this on a very timely manner. And the third one is we want the government of Canada to refuse them visas and their children. Whichever visa they have now that is current, we want them to revoke, make this Canada unpassable for them. Some of them, as we speak, they have taken their private jets and traveled to other countries in Europe. We want to stop them from coming to Canada. We want them to remain in Nigeria and fix the problems they have created. And the next one is please to help us to contact the governments, even at the top level, as much as you can. We want them to impose sanctions on them, both economic and diplomatic. And we want them to freeze their assets in Canada if they have any, all their holdings that they may have in Canada. We want the government to freeze those assets. And the last one I want to request of you is to please contact other people for us. We're having a rally this coming Saturday at Dundas Square. We want to go there If your esteemed self can be present there, we much appreciate it. And any other person you can contact on our behalf will be a job well done. We thank you for what you are doing, and we thank you for your help tonight. And I thank all the organization of this forum tonight and all the youths of Nigeria that have spoken. One thing I will have to say before I stop, I was a student leader in the 50s during my day. And I wanted to say that we tried our best possible. But anybody who's trying to cause a revolution before its time is trying to commit suicide. This is the right time. This is the right moment. We must join them to help. To help solve the problems that our leaders have created for the youth. My generation, like Ms. Amushan said, we are almost gone. But whatever we can do now to help the present youth who have just against all odds, risk their lives to start this movement, we should help them. Thank you very much.
See you in the morning.
Thank you for sharing that. We have, I might pronounce your name incorrectly, Osais, who is going to share with us a bit about one of the protests that is taking place in Brampton. And just for everybody else, please mute yourself to make sure that we can only hear the speaker.
Oh, hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Osas?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm very happy to be a part of this conversation. It was a long waiting thing that should have happened way 2 weeks ago, proud. But having said that, it's a good thing that some form of conversations is taking place. I'm a youth, and but being a youth, especially in a country like Nigeria, and even at times in some part of the world also, being a Black youth, we face some kind of police brutality. We get stopped for unnecessary for things that would have been let go if it was someone else, if I may say. And having said that, this whole thing all started not just being a youth, it's just being a youth and also being successful. I have been living in this country, and I'm proud to say I was a manager, or I am a manager as a youth, and there's nothing wrong in doing the right thing and being successful doing it. So that brings me to the point where the youth have decided to say, okay, we're going to take stand, and we're going to stand for what is right. And we really don't want this to be a political thing. I understand there's a lot of things out there, and there's a lot of mix, and I believe the government itself do not want to make, they think they don't want to make a mistake by not knowing what actually is going on. But whatever you see on the internet can speak for itself. We're not going to wait for millions of people to die before we start reacting to it. We're not going to wait for that. It should not even come to this of us if governments and various organizations have stood up and said, okay, this is a peaceful protest, what is going on, whatever the case may be, start doing a dialogue so even the government in Nigeria will understand that, yes, there are other people looking at this, other people understanding it. But it seems like the world just shut up on us, and our brothers and our sisters are dying, and they're going tomorrow. We don't know how much are going to die. So I applaud those that have come in, and I applaud those that have asked, and I've asked that, okay, we should do more. The government should do more. But I would say that it's not just about just doing more by speaking. We have to show it. We have to show it. We have to be there. They have to see that, yes, there's a movement. The movement, just like my brother said, there's movement in various places. We stand a movement in Brampton. So the movement has to be seen. It has to be genuine. It has to be, we are not facing the brunt like my brothers and sisters down there. We are not being shot at. We are not being chased. We're not in lockdown, but our voice also can be heard. When we come out, it has to be seen that, yes, we are hurting. We are hurting deep inside. And that's what is really going to carry the message. So I applaud everyone, and I thank everyone that's right here. But please, let's do the needy.
Yes.
And let's try to see how we can stop this violence. Thank you.
Thank you for that. I have next up to speak Catriel.
Hello.
Hi, sister.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. I know that you've been keeping me up to date a lot online on this, so please share with us what information you have.
Okay, so, well, everyone said what they have to say right now, but as a youth myself, if you've been following my posts, I am extremely upset. I'm pissed. I'm so pissed because apart from the stereotyping, the label that I get as a Black individual in a nation, given the fact that my brothers and sisters are getting attacked by their own fathers and uncles because of some kind of political nonsense, it pisses me off. And the fact that we as a community, yes, we say, oh, we have to come together, but to be honest, I think we need to start within ourselves. Right now, what we need to do is we need to start working together as a community. This has nothing to do with maybe anything like political right now. This has a lot to do with support. We need support. We need everything that can be done to make the world know that this is happening. Because I strongly feel like nobody cares. I understand we're having this meeting, but for me, it's like whenever something is happening in Africa, I'm going to use Africa in general, okay? Because we're from the continent Africa. Whenever something is happening, nothing really is being done. So we can go about and do the rallies or whatever, but if we as a Nigerian community, we can't come together, then I don't see how this is going to work. There's a rally, a protest going on in Brampton. There's a protest going on in Toronto. There's a protest going on in Mississauga. But we all need to come together as one. Because honestly, I can't even go to Nigeria. I don't remember the last time I've been to Nigeria. Because every time I want to go, I start getting worried. I should be able to pick up my bags and just go. Do you understand? Do you know how many people I have spoken to today talking to me in darkness? They can't even come out. These are my fellow brothers and sisters. Some of them ran in hiding. One of the girls, she dropped her daughter and she's hiding because she's a known person. She's a popular person and they're looking for her. Like, I don't know what we need to do right now, but I'm pissed. I'm not even there. I am angry. I'm really angry. So yes, it's about us. It's about our generation.
I hear you. And, right. You know, we've seen across North America, there's been a bit of a reckoning with government officials and their relationships with our communities. And so I think everybody has their eyes on this, but we do need to ensure that your community has the voice and we're reflecting what your needs are. Lady K, I think you had another comment.
Oh, yes. Thank you so very much. And the last speaker, I can feel your pain. Today, we are here to talk to the mayor on what he can do for us. I think it's better for us to stay focused. We need a conversation among ourselves. What you have said is truly right. We need to start talking to ourselves and working together. You need to understand one thing though, Nigerian community is very huge. We are very many. So it's not one day that we're going to get there. Just putting that out there. And when there's time, the Pastor Ben equally has one or two things to say. That is the board chair of Nigerian Canadian Association.
Please go ahead. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, Pastor Ben.
I'm Arjuna Michael. I'm here in Canada. But the fact remains that I so much appreciate our Nigeria coming together now. because we cannot really help. There's nobody that can help us than ourselves. Because what our country failed to understand, our people fail to understand, is that freedom is not free. Everybody believes freedom is free. Freedom is not free. You can't tell a host, somebody that is feasting on something, to let just like that with just ordinary mere talk. Happen because they are feasting on Africa, and the only people that can redeem Africa is Nigeria. That is why when this thing has, and when the youth has stand up to their rights now, nobody want to speak about it, because once they lost Nigeria, they will lost the entire Africa, because Africa, anywhere you go, Nigeria is in any feed. In any feed, Nigerians are the real role players there. So nobody want to let go. Nobody just want to let a slave go like that. You know that the slave have buttered your children, has been a faithful slave to you, and now he's now saying he want to be free. They can't let us go. And as our youth have stood up for our rights now, we have to do all we can to support, because I cry every day. My heart bleeds. Even though I'm in Canada here, I see Canada. There is nothing in Canada. Nigeria is far richer than Canada. Nigeria is far richer than Europe. If we really come together to work, to really figure out ourselves, to really stand the unity and speak one voice, nobody can stop us. I do remember Onitsha was the largest it was the largest market in Africa, and now where is it in the map? Nowhere. And these are leaders make sure they make sure everything
Can everybody please mute themselves?
they make sure everything is unbearable. So with that, we have to really stand for ourselves. I appreciate this meeting. Thank you all.
Okay. Thank you very much. Pastor Ben was about to speak when you came. Pastor Ben, please unmute yourself, sir.
Okay, I have.
Okay. We can't hear you again.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. And just wanted to put my video. Okay. All right. First of all, I'd like to thank Mayor Brown. I'd like to thank Francis. And I'd like to thank everyone else that put this meeting together. What I have to say is brief because Nnamdi has already touched on it, which did an excellent job of establishing what the situation was. And when Kemi talked to me about saying something today, I said, look, this is the youth business. The revolution is a youth revolution, and I have no business saying anything. You know, but the only thing I wanted to mention is Mayor Brown, please, in your effort to help and assist us, I need you to please understand that what these young people are dealing with here, the tasks that they want to accomplish for us as Nigerians is heavy. They want to change a certain culture, a horrible culture of impunity, a culture of totalitarianism and despotism in government, even in a democratic setting. That is what the big contradiction is. So what we have is an illusion of democracy. I'll give you one very troubling example. You may have heard of it. In 2015, a bunch of Shiite Muslims, about 1,000 of them,
we are doing exactly what these young people are doing. They were marching and demonstrating peacefully. The Chief of Army Staff, the same Chief of Army Staff that is still in this very government, had his motorcade going somewhere on the road, and these people had blocked him. And for blocking the Chief of Army Staff on the road in a peaceful demonstration, and for having the audacity and the effrontery to block the Chief of Army Staff, he came out and issued a command, and they shot and killed them. The government admitted that 347 Shiite Muslims were killed in one day. Admitted, not the exact number. And all their bodies were buried in mass graves the same day. And life went on in Nigeria as if nothing happened. So the only reason why you do not hear that 500,000 youths have been gunned down is because of social media. That's why they went out, took out the cameras from the Lekki Bridge before shooting these young people. So what we are dealing with here is that huge. And we are pleading that any kind of help we can get. Mr. Debite has already enunciated the kinds of things that we want done, but we're saying all this in order so that you can understand our environment and so that may spark you to push harder with us and help us to open the kind of doors that we usher on in the new Nigeria which these youths are yearning for. So they need help. The moment is now, and I have never seen anything like this. They do not care where any one of them comes from. They are so much united and teaching us how to be true and honest, true Nigerians in the real sense of the word. They're working together, taking care of each other, and then they have courage and boldness to challenge their bare hands, a despotic government that is armed to the teeth and willing to use instruments of violence against civilians. So those are the kind of situation we are in. And we really thank you, for volunteering and wanting to help us. And we just wanted you to understand this as you are working, together with us. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for the feedback. We're getting a lot of great insights into the travesty of this situation right now in Nigeria. I've been listening to all the comments. What I'm going to suggest is, because we can all express our disappointment, our hurt, and our outrage, but I'd really love to come tonight what we can do from a Brampton perspective to be helpful. And so I think writing the Foreign Affairs Minister is a good idea. Writing the High Commissioner is important. Trying to rally more people to create more social media of a firestorm on this. But I'd also say something we can do locally is, and I know Councillor Williams is on this call. Councillor Williams, why don't we put forward a motion at council next week? Gurpreet did a motion on farmers in Punjab. Why can't we do a motion exposing this brutality? And so I'm happy to second that motion, Councillor Williams, if you want to put it forward. And we can try to use that to draw attention. And frankly, our motion, we can be circulated to all other municipalities in Canada and the Foreign Affairs Department and the Prime Minister.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Brown. I was thinking the same thing as I've been listening to everybody's comments. And, I do feel the same kind of pain and frustration that you all are feeling. And especially as being a young person in politics, I'm young, but I'm no spring chicken. But I do think it's important that the youth voice is echoed very loud and clear and saying that we are the next generation of leaders. And because we are the next generation of leaders, we are the ones who are taking the stand. And so I appreciate hearing all of you speak. Uche, you spoke very well and clear about what you want to see happen. And so, you know, a letter and a motion from council, like just echoing all of your sentiments and saying that we would like to see our young people supported in this push towards seeing equal treatment of all people in Nigeria. And absolutely, I'd be happy to move a motion. I do think it's important that we are very clear around, you know, what it is we want to see happen. If it's the ending of SARS, and what is the next step? What is the solution from the young people? What do you want to see come out of all of this work that's being done? Because one thing this is really speaking clear to me, and I'm not sure if it's the same for everyone, that police brutality, you know, is it's a systemic issue, and race is the amplifier, as we're seeing in the US. But here in Nigeria, you can't use race. It is a systemic issue. So what systems need to be changed in order to see equal treatment and fair treatment of all people, young and old, in Nigeria, who have the freedom to be able to go and live in a country that is going to help see everyone do well and be successful. And you know, I think it's so important that, you know, because of how successful Nigeria is and how rich a country it is, it would be good to share and make sure people realize that this only hurts. It only hurts the image of Nigeria, and we want to see Nigeria respected and you know, no fear when it comes to international relations, because there's so much good that comes out of this country and out of your country and out of your people. You have pushed Canada to such levels, and you know, I just think that we need to make people realize back home that this is not the way we want to see our country portrayed. There's so much good that can be shared. And so yes, absolutely. I think I will work with Mayor Brown and Francis to write a motion that is able to touch on all of the points that you want to see happen. And we'll be happy to move it next week at council. And I want to encourage you all to tune in to council through brampton.ca so you can hear that motion read and supported by all of council as well. And you know, a social media campaign would be excellent as well. And hashtags, if it's end SARS Brampton or Brampton pushes to end SARS hashtag, we'll figure something out, but we want to push it. And I also know that there is a protest at Gage Park in Brampton as well. So if you're living in Brampton or in the Peel area, please make sure that we're out there to show that Brampton is for the fair treatment of all Nigerians as well. So yes, thank you so much. And we'll be listening and composing what we can to make sure this motion is well written and speaks to everything you want to see happen.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Williams. I'm going to follow up. There's a couple of people that have their hands up. I know the mayor and Councillor Williams might have to jump off, but I can stay on longer to review what we're discussing. We have Baba Tunde. Have you had a
and Francis, just to let you know, at 9 o'clock I have to hop onto another call, but I know if everyone, when you see my icon, leave, I've got a superstar in front, and whatever I miss, she'll make sure she lets me know about later tonight or tomorrow morning.
Okay, in that case, so before the mayor goes,
I got 7 more minutes, though. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. 7 more minutes.
Okay, so on behalf of the community, let me just thank you before you go, and Councillor Chairman Francis, just to thank you so very much for always being there for us, and you should remember you can always count on us as well. Thank you very much.
Lady K.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much, everybody. This is Babatunde speaking. Okay. I want to take this opportunity to thank the mayor. I really appreciate this leadership that has been shown, and it is really a great one. Because when I heard about this meeting this evening, I couldn't be so much, I couldn't even know how to express how I feel about it, given the fact that we've been yearning for this type of leadership. I immediately this morning, I spoke to my local MP and MPP, and I let them know that I want them to show the same leadership that Patrick Mayor Brown has shown in terms of taking up this cause, and they're all looking forward to be part of it. So I think, like everybody have said, an attack on any Nigerian is an attack on all Nigerians. So irrespective of whether we are young or old, we are all Nigerians, and human life should be respected. So there is no justification for anyone, any Nigerian, to attack any Nigerian for that matter. So like we are saying, we are all Nigerians. So we should be respected equally. So there's no way anyone can be said they are more Nigerian than any Nigerian. So there is no justification for it at all. And this is what we think should be fully condemned, any ramification. So I think Canada can do a lot. There are so many maybe avenue for Canada to ask Nigerians to wake up. This is not done anywhere in the world. So they have to value their own people and take care of their citizens. There are, I mean, like everybody has been saying, this is just a symptom of many problems that has been happening in Nigeria. And it is now time, like Adibite said, this is a time for real change to happen. And people are ready to make sure that change occurs. Everything is on the table, including bad government. I mean, police brutality is just a trigger, and people are now seeing everything is going to be examined right now. All answers in the So I really thank the organizer, the city of Brampton, and I think this is a good leadership that has been shown. I think the whole of Ontario and the federal government will learn from this. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your words. I have Barnabas who would like to speak. Barnabas, would you like to unmute yourself?
Thank you very much. I want to thank everybody. I don't need to repeat all the names. I thank especially the mayor and our leader, the community leaders. I actually just want to stress what I already wrote in the chat, because I think tonight we need to focus on how the city can help us. I think the city can help us. You want me to show my face? Okay. I think the city can help us in addition to what the first person said before. I think the city can help us get the attention of the federal government. The Mayor Brown, but for a, is a very well-known party leader, community leader in Canada. I think he can help us to get the attention of the federal government. The federal government led by Trudeau at this moment should put pressure on the government of Nigeria and threaten sanctions if things do not happen. At this moment, we know that what is going on is an abuse of human rights. Canada cannot condone abuse of human rights. The federal government should begin to talk to Nigeria and say, if you do not stop killing your people, A, B, C, D should happen. Secondly, we need the federal government to help us talk to their allies and let them galvanize and stand against this situation. What is happening now is not worse than what had happened in other countries where United Nations and the Western world had gone and intervened, even with military force. I think this time has come for the federal government of Canada to lead a campaign and get the attention of the world and the world leaders to begin to talk about this, to begin to research around the people in government in Nigeria. Please, Mayor, help us to get that attention at the federal government. That's one of the things I think you need to do for us. Thank you very much.
I think you're very right on that. The more attention that we can get to this, we can't let it be hidden or go out of sight or, fall off the news radar. So we will do our very best efforts. I have spoken with one of our community members, Akeem. He is connected within the federal Liberals, and he has advised me that they are discussing this matter ongoing right now. So I think us putting together a letter and a very formal request on behalf will basically have all of the organizations that are local or who would like to be signed on to this, we'll have you guys add your names to this so that we can show that this is not just the city of Brampton, but the Nigerian diaspora across Canada. And we can also share that with all of our colleagues in other cities to encourage them to send similar letters and put pressure in.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Francis, I need to pop off the call now, but everyone stay healthy, stay safe during this difficulty of COVID, and know that we're with you in this battle to bring attention to what's happening in Nigeria. And I'll work with Councillor Williams and Francis on the follow-up that comes from this meeting. And thank you for sharing. I know it's difficult to talk about something very painful happening right now in your homeland, and where we are there to try to amplify your voice, and we'll try to get attention where we can. So thank you, everyone.
Mayor Brown, Mayor Brown, 1 minute before you leave. Hello, Mayor.
Yes.
So quickly, we have a vigil tomorrow at Gage Park for 7 p.m. Just so we can remember those that were shot yesterday and those that have lost their life over the last couple of weeks. This is just, throwing you a quick invitation. I'll still send you, so just so you know.
Okay. Francis will check with Cynthia on what's on the schedule right now. That time, I'm not sure. I don't have it in front of me, but if I can come, I'd be happy to come.
Right.
And I'll make sure I'm there on his behalf if he is not able to attend. And we can also notify other members of council.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what I'm going to do, guys, because I know it's getting a little bit late, I am going to share in here my email address. For anybody who wants to send me items they would like part of the draft, please send those over to me, just in point form, ideas, suggestions, things you think we should mention. And we'll use that as the base of our document. We're going to get that ready. Council is going to sit again on Wednesday, so we have to get this prepared within the next 24 to 48 hours. And we can probably make the motion public before it goes to council because of the timing, right? We want something out sooner rather than later. Councillor Williams' office will try and get this done either tomorrow or by latest Friday, early Friday.
Yeah, it would be good if we were to get it done by tomorrow, because the agenda usually gets published by Friday afternoon. So hopefully we can get it done as soon as possible. But, we could definitely be able to share the contents of the motion. So please, if you can, email Francis and we'll have your points reflected. That'd be great.
Yeah, sorry I came a bit late. I don't know if I can ask a question before we shut down. I don't know.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, my name is Emmanuel. Sorry, I was told about this, but somehow I forgot before. Somebody called me in that you guys have started. But somehow I was told about a rally we're going to do in Brampton. I don't know whether it's still coming up. And the one they mentioned on Sunday, I don't know whether it's still holding.
Say that again, sorry?
I mean, the rally scheduled to happen on Sunday.
Okay, the rally is scheduled to happen on Friday. That one is the one holding in Brampton. Yes, it is happening. And for all this information, just check on the platforms for the Nigerian community. You see things that are happening and you see phone numbers there. You can call them to confirm.
So I wanted to bring something to your attention that's actually going on already in Canada. The Indigenous community, I'm not sure how familiar you guys are, but there's a lot of issues around this very similar type of thing with the Indigenous community. They have been having a few weeks of rallies, and they're trying to organize one for the 24th. It might be beneficial if you guys maybe made some introductions and co-rallied. It's the same issue, a very similar issue. The mayor has spoken on both of them. Within a lot of Nigerians, they might not be aware, but there's a lot of ties within our Indigenous communities to being Black in Canada. They are the ones who suffered first in this country, living as people of color. And typically there's a lot of crossover in their experience, especially for our youth. So if you guys are interested, I can be happy to make that introduction. And I know it could just really grow a protest against, governments not respecting their Indigenous people. So something to definitely keep in mind. I'd be happy to make those introductions. I always feel, not many of you guys will know this, but the apartheid system in South Africa was actually modeled off of the reserve system in Canada. They used that as their template of how they would deal with their indigenous problem, as they described it. So there's a lot of crossover, and I think there's a great community here where we can all support each other really, really well. But we'll work on this right away. You guys should see something tomorrow. We're going to make sure this is put into the mayor's advisory chat. If you're not already in there, I'm going to also post my phone number. We can add you to that chat so you can be part of the discussion.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, thank you so very much, Frances.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you all. We're praying for everyone. Please let us know if there's anything more urgent that comes up that you're seeing. Please send me all of the news reports. It will help me advocate. We're going to also behind the scenes send this letter to all the other cities and ask them to recognize what we are also recognizing.
And that is something that can be added to the motion, and that this motion be shared with other municipalities. Yeah, that is definitely another piece. Thank you so much, everyone, for engaging in this conversation. And I also want to encourage, all of my Caribbean brothers and sisters. I was blown away when I went to Nigeria of how many people that look like people from Jamaica, because you can see the direct lineage, and so we are definitely your cousins, and we are here in support of as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Williams. Just a quick one. There is a vigil being organized tomorrow, just so you're aware, Councillor Williams and everyone. It's a vigil just to honor the fallen protesters and other Nigerians. It's scheduled to hold in Gage Park tomorrow for 7 p.m. So you're all invited. Councillor Williams, hoping to see you there.
I will try my best to be there. Hopefully you'll see me.
Before you go, can we have your email addresses, please?
Yes,
sure. And Francis,
into the chat.
You posted it to me directly, Francis, so I just sent it to everybody.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Yeah, it's me, Nekme Obasoge. I have a quick announcement. Yeah, hi. Hello, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yes,
go ahead.
Okay, I have a quick announcement. Tomorrow we are holding a vigil at candle night for the heroes that died from this attack yesterday. So the night vigil is going to be at Abion Library from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. So we are encouraging anyone living in that area to attend the event tomorrow. Okay, and when you are coming, make sure you bring candles and wear black clothes.
Please wear your masks, everyone. Please ensure everybody has a mask.
Black
COVID
mask.
is still a very real thing. We want everybody with masks, please.
So that's my quick announcement. Thank you all for the meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for putting the program together. That is wonderful. The more the merrier. We need as much noise as we can. Thank you so much, everybody.
I'm your adopted Nigerian in Brampton.
Okay. Good night.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Do you know who you are? What is your name?
Sometimes you wonder why and wonder how. Don't be alarmed. Just stay calm, cause even if you choose or not to.
My child, recite the words of this ancient mythology. The wisdom I disperse in this verse, no apology. Memorize to keep you from evil theology. For you, the darker hue, you denied your equality. See, for generations we perpetrated psychology. Divide and conquer each other, really lynch policy. You cannot build each other up, how will you build economy?
What is your name?
Sometimes you wonder why and wonder how. Don't be alarmed. Just stay calm, cause even if you choose or not to.
My child, recite the words of this ancient mythology. The wisdom I disperse in this verse, no apology. Memorized to keep you from evil theology. For you, the dark could hear your denied your equality. See, for generations we perpetrated psychology. Divide and conquer each other, really lynch policy. You cannot build each other up, how will you build economy?
Do you know who you are? What is your name?
Sometimes you wonder why and wonder how. Don't be alarmed, just stay calm, cause even if you choose or not to.
My child, recite the words of this ancient mythology. The wisdom I disperse in this verse, no apology. Memorized to keep you from evil theology. For you, the dark could hear your denied your equality. See, for generations we perpetrated psychology. Divide and conquer each other, really lynch policy. You cannot build each other up, how will you?
Every little thing that goes wrong, we start to blame the government. We know everything that goes wrong because we are part of the government. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Tell me, which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. Inefficiency and indiscipline is ruining the country now. Corruption here, there, and everywhere. Inflation is soaring high. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh, sure, sure. Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. We made mistakes during the oil boom, not knowing that was our doom. Some people now have everything, while many, many have nothing. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't fall. Revolution is a reality. Let's give it a chance to grow. Let's join our hands to farm the land so we can have enough food to show. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Way to go. I love my fatherland. Oh sure. I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Our ambition to be millionaires is running the country in the air. Oh, let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah, I want to know. Yes, we want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Remember that a simple step is the beginning of a million miles. Let's start right now to repeat ourselves so as to make the country smile. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh sure, I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Heaven and earth will pass away. It is written in the book of God. The good people will surely find their ways, and the meek will inherit the world. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't fall. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yes, I want to know. We want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah, I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? One more time. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Let's save Nigeria. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Which way Nigeria is heading to? Which way Nigeria is heading to? One more time. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Amen.
You heard it, you heard it. Which way Nigeria is heading to? My heart bleed, my heart bleed. Which way Nigeria is heading to? You heard it live and direct. That was the city of Brampton weighing in. The mayor has spoken, and they have promised the Nigeria community in diaspora to swing into action by way of writing letters and communicating with various counterparts to weigh in what is happening in Nigeria, most especially the Nigeria, I would say, killing its own people with the military. It's shameful when you have the first citizen of a state coming out and saying that there was no fatality. I am not sure what the definition, his definition of fatality, I'm not very sure what that means when you say, oh, nobody died, where there are videos everywhere coming from the Lekki Togit, people shot, people died, people in coma, and you are coming out and saying that there's nothing, nobody died, and so on. So we really need international community. In my own opinion, as I said in that meeting just now, I don't think the international community is doing enough. Let us quickly bring out some important point here right now. Let's drift from the international community. Let's talk about, first of all, the Human Rights Commission has not been inaugurated since it was put together. So, first of all, why for 4-5 years now has it not been inaugurated till now? Where is the allocation, Nigeria government? Where does it go? Okay, the Police Trust Fund. Where is the money that is budgeted for the Police Trust Fund? Where are all this money? There are a lot of questions we need to ask the federal government. There are a lot of questions we need to ask retired the police military officer Buhari. There is a lot of questions we need to really sit down and bring to the front line. It is not enough for us to just say, yes, hashtag end SARS. It has grown beyond that. It's more than that. So when we are putting things on the front line, when we are talking about things, when we are requesting stuff, we are going to be requesting things that matters. Real-time things. Real-time things. A real reform that we so much long for. Enough is enough. We need a total reform, police reform. We need to hit the reset button. We need to go back to our 1999 Constitution. We need a reform in that country, Nigeria. On this note, I want to say a very big thank you to all our listeners all over the world, all our viewers. Please do not forget we are live 24 hours on our web TV, www.gbkm.tv. Follow us on all our Instagram, GBKM TV. And by the way, to serve you better, we just created a new Facebook page. It's called GBKM Television. So please go there, follow us there, like our page. Let's grow this community together. Together we can. Before we go, let me quickly tell this. We can do it together. Alone we cannot. If you want to walk, and you don't want to go, you don't want to accomplish anything, walk alone. But you want to accomplish and walk far, you walk with people. On this note, we love you. Thank you for joining us. Special thank you to Mayor Brampton, all the entire cabinet. Frances, we thank you. Special thank you to Lady K for putting this together. We love you. You guys are doing a great job for the NCA. And by the way, we encourage everybody to be part of NCA. NCA is Nigeria Canadian Association. If you want to be part of NCA, you're watching right now, wherever you are in the GTA, please contact GBKM. We will definitely direct you through how to reach them more. We love you, and we'll see you on the other side.
To go. I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. I want to know. Many years after independence, we still find it hard to start. How long shall we be patient before we reach the promised land? Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way? Which way Nigeria? Tell me. Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Every little thing that goes wrong, we start to blame the government. We know everything that goes wrong because we are part of the government. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way? Way to go. I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Inefficiency and indiscipline is ruining the country now. Corruption here, there, and everywhere. Inflation is soaring high. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't die. Knowing that was our doom. Some people now have everything, while many have nothing. Let's save Nigeria, so Nigeria won't fall. ambition is a reality. Let's give it a chance to grow. Let's join our hands to farm the land so we can have enough food to show. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Way to go. I love my fatherland. Oh sure. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Our ambition to be millionaires is running the country down. We all want to be millionaires and to live in the air. Oh, let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, we want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Remember that a simple step is the beginning of a million miles. Let's start right now to repeat ourselves so as to make the country smile. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh sure. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Heaven and earth will pass away. It is written in the book of God. The good people will surely find their ways, and the meek will inherit the world. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't fall. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yes. I want to know. We want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. Which way Nigeria is heading to? One more time. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Let's save Nigeria. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Which way Nigeria is heading to? Which way Nigeria is heading to? One more time. Which way Nigeria is heading to? Amen. African soldiers who fought for freedom. Some are dead and some are living. Those that are dead are still fighting on. Those that are living are still fighting. Shaka Zulu, African soldier. Elisa Lesse, African soldier. Namdi Azikiwe, African soldier. Kwame Nkrumah, African soldier. Jomo Kenyatta, African soldier. Patrice Lumumba, African soldier. African soldier. African soldier, show your power. Show your power and free your people now. Save your people. Save your people. Save them now. From economic hazards. Save your people. From political nonsense. I say save your people. From economic rubbish. Oh, save your people. From political yabis. I say save Africa. From economic jargon. Attention, African soldiers. La la sika se la la bien. La la sika se la la bien. La sika se la la bien. We are still calling African soldiers. La sika se la la bien. African soldiers who fought for freedom. La sika se la la bien. About Macaulay, African soldier. La sika se la la bien. Amadu Bello, African soldier. La sika se la la bien. Obafemi Awolowo, African soldier. La sika se la la bien. Dr. Steve Biko, African soldier. Yes, Augustino Neto, African soldier. Sekoture, African soldier. Julius Nyerere, African soldier. Obakeswe, African soldier.
Sometimes you wonder why and wonder how. Don't be alarmed, just stay calm, cause even if you choose or not to.
My child, recite the words of this ancient mythology. The wisdom I disperse in this verse, no apology. Memorized to keep you from evil theology. For you, the dark Ahuya denied your equality. See, for generations we perpetrated psychology. Divide and conquer each other, really lynch policy. You cannot build each other up, how will you build economy?